Hello everybody, this video is going to be a video that is highlighting Yatoro from Team Spirit. They did win the International, and I want to highlight 5 things that I think he does really well that I believe a carry must be able to do to be at the absolutely highest level. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Banana slam jam.
Number 1 is being able to recover from a bad lane. So we're in a situation at 7 minutes in that he's 0-2, and he's getting dove underneath his tower, and he's going to narrowly escape with a nice silence, but he's going to be forced to TP out level 4. And this means he's going to have to jungle. What exactly does this mean for you as a carry? A lot of carries will choose to go AFK. They won't really know where to go because you're in a really awkward spot where you're level 4 and you're not strong enough to jungle on most carries. So what this means is that we need to know where to play the map and how to visualize the next 3 to 4 minutes of the game, which is crucial to getting back into the game. So the first step is to know the part of the map you're supposed to play. And most of the time, that's going to be between your bottom tier 2 and your mid lane tier 1. And this is because your job is to clean up lanes. You have to have some sort of impact in the game, and that is done by allowing your team to do things on the map, which is not making you a liability. So this is generally going to be the safest part of the map at this early stage. Eventually that will change. So notice how none of the lanes are pushed into his towers, bottom or mid, so he's going to jungle between the two. But anytime a lane gets pushed in, bottom or mid, he's going to go farm it. And this is the exact mentality you have to have, making sure that your team isn't forced to TP to defend your tier 2. You're effectively a support because you have such little net worth. Notice how he's rotating between jungle and defending the 2 lanes. He sees a creep wave coming, and he's going to defend the 2 lanes. So now, what that means for you is that if something happens in these 2 lanes, you need to be willing to participate if one of your strong cores is there doing something. You have to understand that if your teammates are strong, you can make plays around them. You're effectively a support when it comes to that mindset. So here, as I mentioned, he's defending mid and bottom, and he sees his mid laner going on enemy mid, and he's going to actually TP and look to participate in this crucial kill on the level 9 Lina. And this is the exact mentality that you have to have as a carry. Even though he's having a really tough game, he's very passive on the map, and he's going to return to going mid and bottom. Notice how here it's his turn to now defend the mid lane. And this is how he's going to play the map, but he's looking to help his team. So when you get out of that rough laning stage, look to play in this area and look to defend both towers. And if that means something's happening at those 2 towers and you feel like one of your other cores is strong enough to make you strong, look to show up to these crucial kills that can get you back in the game. The next thing a carry must be able to do is recognize when he's no longer supposed to lane. So what we're going to see here is that Yatoro is actually winning his lane in a bad matchup. But we're going to watch that right here, when Tide's level 5, he's going to run at him and put a lot of pressure on him, continuously anchor smashing, and see how much work Yatoro has to do, defensive aggro, play away from the Tide, before he gets 3 CS. And now we're at a point where the lane's pushed, he's level 6, so he's capable of jungling on PA. And now, notice how hard it was for him to get CS in lane, and then he's also recognized that his hero is able to jungle. So this is the 2 usual recipes for knowing you're supposed to leave the lane. The biggest emphasis of this example is understanding that there's 2 types of leaving the lane. There's one for efficiency, which we saw first from Yatoro, and the second one is when you know you need to ditch the lane completely. So notice here how Yatoro has left his lane because it's not efficient for him, but now that the lane is pushing into his tower and he feels comfortable to still lane here, then he's going to TP back. And this is a big difference that a lot of low MMR players don't understand. His timing for leaving this lane is Tidehunter, Ravage, plus Helmdom, plus anybody else on his team showing up here. So he thinks he feels strong enough with Tidehunter level 6, and he's going to defend his tower, but this is an extra creep wave and an extra time that he's stalling for his tower to stay alive. But now, because he sees that Helm of the Dominator and the rest of IG is missing, he's actually just going to leave the lane entirely. So there are 2 steps to leaving the lane. 1, when you feel like it's no longer efficient for you, and 2, when you no longer feel like you can defend the tower. So notice how in this example, he saw 2 IG heroes on the map here. That means they are most likely rotating towards the Tide. So he defended 1 extra creep wave, and then he ditched entirely. So knowing these 2 steps in the laning phase for when you know it's going to end are absolutely crucial to keeping your farm area alive as long as possible by defending your towers, but also maximizing efficiency even in a lane where you're winning on paper, like you have more levels than they do. The third thing high-level carry players must be able to do when ahead is knowing how to play the mid-game. And what this means is anything I say here will be reflected on Dire, meaning it's the opposite side of the map. But on Radiant, that means playing top and pressuring the tier 2. And there's a really cool maneuver that he's going to do that we see a lot that is just perfect when you watch it play out from Yatro's perspective. And that's going to be pressuring the tier 2 consistently. He's been doing this for 3 or 4 minutes. So he's going to force rotations to top. Once he sees multiple TPs, he's going to TP bottom and push the wave into the opponent's tower. So you're going to see here, he's going to push it all the way out. Looked for some jungle camps along the way. And then he's going to farm his way back immediately to a point on the map that he can pressure. So this is the maneuver. Push top, TP bottom, after forcing a reaction, push the lane, and then rotate your way all the way back to top while farming. And you're going to see exactly how it works out for him. And you can tell your teammates this is what you're going to do. Even at the lowest level, it's pretty straightforward. You can tell them to group up for a smoke. You can tell them that you're doing this then to join you. But he's going to push his way through his own jungle and smoke his way back to top. All dictated by his movements. They're going to get a crucial kill, which is going to turn into a tower for them and potentially Roche. So that move alone can blow the map wide open and secure you crucial objectives when you are winning. I'm going to let you guys know on a little secret. You saw that execution perfectly, and it worked at TI level. It doesn't have to be perfect to work at your 2K level. Stop whining about your teammates, please. It's really unattractive. It makes you look really bad. So the fourth thing that I see high-level carry players do is that they're going to be farming a certain part of the map, but they're also fully aware of another place on the map that they would be happy to farm. And if that's the case, you should be more than willing to TP there to take part in a fight or a pickoff because you'll deliver yourself to your own farming place. So in this example, we see a Sven who's farming his own jungle, and he knows that he wants to farm his triangle sometime in the near future. So if there's ever a fight that happens around there, he's perfectly happy to TP to it, participate in it, and then continue his efficiency right after. As we're going to see Nisha playing incredibly aggressive in the mid lane, Yatoro is going to TP in for a really big kill again, similar to the Drow game where we talked about his farming pattern being here and here. In this case, as Sven, he's having a pretty good game, and he TP'd near his Ancients. This is a TP where if he was TPing from Ancients to bottom, he most likely would not have made this play because he doesn't want to farm bottom, he wants to farm Ancients. But because he's happy to farm after taking part in this kill, exactly on the part of the map that he is, he's much more inclined to make these TPs. So as a carry, learning to weave kill participation and helping your team has a lot to do with where on the map you want to farm, and if something's happening there, you can absolutely be happy to TP because right after you see he's going to clean up a bunch of camps that were stacked for him. Mickey on Insania's stream says Gorgc is joining OG. No, that's not happening. I'll eat my shoe if they're getting fucking Gorgc on their team. I'll eat my fucking shoe. If they are hiring him as like a content creator, that's different. But they're hiring him for the actual team. I'll eat my shoe. He's much better than you anyway. True. I just want to take a moment to appreciate this as like showing up in the game because this is... I feel like most people are going to be like, the fuck, how is this in the video? They're going to like be like, this last one pisses me off or something like that. Last but not least, a lesson that most of you may not have expected to find in this video. Giving up lane farm to heroes that need the farm when you have somewhere else to farm. So notice here how Yatoro is going to TP top to farm a creep wave after winning a fight. He then clicks on his Willow, a support, who's 300 gold off of a spirit vessel, a very crucial item. And oftentimes when you are carry, you will be the best jungler on your team. So when there is a wave in front of you, and one of your teammates is also about to farm it, you should be very happy to give that to them if you are able to jungle. As you see here, he's going to leave the wave alone, he's going to walk to a jungle camp, and he's going to spend this entire time farming. So as a carry, I'm not telling you to give up your own farm, but I want you to realize that there are going to be places on the map that you are safe enough to farm, or you farm fast enough to farm, while your supports or other less farm-heavy heroes will not have all their choices. So if you have multiple places to farm, be malleable. Be willing to give the safer farm or the easier farm in lanes, because supports don't necessarily need to be able to clear waves fast to get their farm from them, as opposed to jungle camps, in order to make sure that not only you are the one with the highest net worth, because part of playing carry is making sure that as well as you getting farm, that your teammates who are also supposed to help you win can get crucial items as well. So thanks for watching, guys. That's it for this video. I'll be doing another one on Collapse and perhaps one of the supports, maybe Maposhka from Team Spirit. Let me know what you guys thought, and I'll see you guys for the next ones.